Good afternoon, Dr. Torres. My name is Jason Anderson, and it's a pleasure to be presenting my final project for leadership and negotiation for spring 2022. Today, I'll be covering 3 units or 3 modules that we went over during the course of this semester. There'll be the leadership unit, the communication unit, and the negotiation unit. Each of these 3 units held vital resources that I've incorporated into my toolkit to make me a more successful leader, communicator, and negotiator. Without further ado, let's discuss the first 2 tools surrounding leadership that I've incorporated. Number 1 that I'll be incorporating under leadership are leadership maxims. In the book, One Piece of Paper by Mike Figliolo, Mike explains that leadership maxims are key phrases that inspire an emotional reaction in a leader. I enjoyed creating my leadership maxims and use them each day because they help me understand vital reasons for my existence. The questions surrounding why do I get out of bed every day? How will I shape my own future? What guidelines do I live by? When I fall down, what's going to inspire me to pick myself up? Because every day at work is not a great day. I'm sure you know that just as well as anyone else. And how do I hold myself accountable, right? So if I'm late, if I'm not present, if my team falls short because of something I do, how am I accountable for myself? And these leadership maxims that I created and look at daily really inspire me to be my best self. The second trait that I'll be incorporating into my toolkit is diversity, right? Looking under leadership, we talked about Deloitte's 6 traits of inclusive leadership. We talked about implicit bias and doing those tests and trainings. But the one thing or 2 things that really stuck out to me regarding diversity was that the best organizations, number 1, have diversity, and diversity just doesn't mean diversity of color, but also diversity of thought. And the most inclusive teams are the best teams, right? So when we talk about diversity within managing teams, then whenever I have meetings moving forward and currently, I have cross-functional teams. So if I'm rolling out a new project, I'm not just meeting with, hey, my quality team. I'm going to be meeting with production, manufacturing, engineering. Maybe safety has some aspects or ideas that actually keep our employees safe while we do projects. So that way we have diversity of thought so that no accidents occur. Our customers get product on time. We overcome any failures. And I think that's just a great way to make sure that your organization is successful and also to deal with any biases you have, right? So if you have diversity, not just of color, but of thought, you're not intentionally or unintentionally isolating another department or making them feel bad or creating problems for them unintentionally. On to the communication unit. The first tool that I'm going to incorporate into my toolkit. Okay, hey Brownie, say hello to the world. All right, we see you. Now get down, young man. Get down. Sorry for the interruption. The first tool that I'll be introducing to my toolkit for the communication unit is going to be smiling, right? And so smiling is just something that I really have been intentional about since learning about it in this class, and I've been doing it throughout this presentation. So Daniel McNeil was 100% correct in his quote saying smiling is innate that we read about in How to Win Friends and Influence People. And yet the fact is, again, this is something that I really need to work on. And the statistics actually show that, hey, it actually leads to feelings of grace and happiness and satisfaction within your coworkers or your employees. And yes, smiling is something that I've actually incorporated since reading this within the module in this course. And I remember the first time that I actually started just visiting my boss's office and smiling. He actually thought something was wrong because he's used to me just coming with problems, always having a serious face. So just checking in and smiling and talking to him really just eased his mood. And when he sees me, he's more relaxed now. He's more chill. He's open. He talks more about his personal life, and it's just built a stronger relationship versus just a business relationship. A tool that I've incorporated to really strengthen, again, relationships and team building is reining in with names, right? And this is coming from the same source, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I chose reining in with names, and I remember reading within the book that Napoleon used it, and he remembered everyone's name and I started using some of the same techniques that he did. So every day that I see someone, I start thinking, okay, what do they do? And I start equating their name to a job or a task or something that's unique for them. And I started using that name, individuals' names, actually on the field at a customer site where the customer wasn't necessarily happy with our performance. And so I took them through a presentation, and I remembered, I got everyone's name, and I made the communication regarding our corrective action cross-functional. So I said, hey, this is something that's collaborative. This is what we're doing. What do you think about it? And each time that I brought a solution or incorporated a solution, I said the individual's name. They felt like I was one of them. And again, when I came back home, we just had great reviews from this customer. So this leads to the last unit, which is negotiation, probably one of the best units in the course, right? And so the Zamboni game was very influential, as well as the MOBIS module. And I think what's gonna stand out the most to a lot of students, including myself, is how to open negotiations. We're trying to either jump to the end result and start bargaining or make our final pitch regarding something that we want or an outcome that we want. But what we learned in the MOBIS module and the Zamboni game is that we first need to engage in small talk. And that's just a great principle regarding any request that we want. So number one, people see us as personable. The second thing is it's the only way that the discovery process takes place. The discovery process allows us to understand what the person that we're collaborating with, what do they want to get out of this? What's their end goal? And so what we learn is that the more time that we spend negotiating, the more money we save. And also in cases where it's not money, the closer we get to our end goal. And so that's one of the greatest things that I plan on incorporating. And those, again, are the 5 tools that I will have in my toolkit.